Find yourself stuck in the same mental loops, overthinking, second guessing, asking, why do I keep doing this? This is the mindset shift you've been missing. And no, it's not discipline, it's not motivation, and it definitely doesn't involve waking up at 5 a.m. This one shift will change how you think, how you feel, and how you show up in your entire life. Stay with me, because once you see this, it will transform your life. Hey, welcome back, friends. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found me. I'm Coach Jen, and I help women stop overthinking, stop beating themselves up, and actually start enjoying their lives again. So if you've ever felt like you're your own worst enemy, you're in the right place. Today we're talking about curiosity, and before you roll your eyes and think, oh cute, like a toddler asking why the sky is blue, stay with me, because this is the exact tool that separates women who stay stuck from women who completely change their lives. Curiosity versus judgment. Let me say this as clearly as possible. You do not have a motivation problem. You have a thinking problem, and more specifically, you have a judgment problem. Most of us walk around all day judging everything, judging ourselves. Why am I like this? Why can't I get it together? Judging other people. Why would they do that? Judging our lives. This shouldn't be happening. And guess what that creates? Stress, frustration, feeling stuck. Now here's where everything changes. Curiosity is the antidote to judgment. Curiosity sounds like, that's interesting. I wonder why I keep doing that. Same situation, completely different energy. I had a client recently who kept saying, I just have no discipline. And instead of agreeing with her, I asked, what if that's not true at all? What if something else is actually going on? What might that be? And that one question changed everything for her, because curiosity opens doors. Judgment slams them shut. And in a minute, I'm going to give you the exact questions you can start using today to shift this mindset, the ones that literally rewire how your brain responds. But first, let's talk about why this works. The brain science, okay, quick nerd moment. I promise to keep it fun. When you get genuinely curious, your brain releases dopamine, that feel-good chemical you get from chocolate, a great show, or finally sitting down after a long day. Your brain loves curiosity. It literally rewards you for exploring instead of judging. But when you're in judgment, your brain goes into protection mode. It stops exploring. It starts defending. And this is why so many smart, capable women feel stuck. Because they're not lacking intelligence. They're stuck in mental autopilot, running the same old thoughts over and over, like a playlist from 1998 that no one updated. So let me ask you something. Is the story you're telling yourself actually true? Or is it just really old? Because most of us are living by scripts that were written decades ago, and we've never stopped to question them. That's exactly the work we do inside my course, Master Your Mind. We identify those patterns and actually change them. Because awareness alone isn't enough. You have to learn how to shift it. Curiosity versus fear. Now let's talk about fear, because this is where curiosity becomes really powerful. Fear says, don't do it. You might fail. You might look stupid. So we stay safe. We play small. We call it being realistic. But curiosity says, what if I tried anyway? What's the worst that could actually happen? What if this worked? Do you feel that difference? Fear closes doors. Curiosity cracks them open. And listen, you don't need to be confident. You don't need to be ready. You just need to be a little curious. That's how every big change starts. Okay, now we're getting to the part you're actually going to use in your real life. These questions, these are the game changers. The questions that change everything. Here's the truth. The quality of your life is directly tied to the quality of the questions you ask yourself. And most of us are asking terrible questions all day long. Why am I like this? Why does this always happen to me? And your brain, bless its heart, is an overachiever. It will find answers, terrible, unhelpful answers. So let's fix that. Here's the first and most important question. What am I actually thinking right now? This is awareness. This is everything. Now, once you have that, here are a few more. Why am I choosing to think this? Yes, choosing. We'll talk about that another time. How does this thought feel? Because if it feels awful, maybe it's not a great thought. What can I learn from this? What is the good news here? This one will annoy you. Ask it anyway. And my personal favorite, especially when you're irritated with someone, what are they thinking that makes this make sense to them? That one alone will take you from frustrated to understanding in about 30 seconds. Now here's the key. Don't rush to answer. Sit in the question. Let your brain work. Because curiosity isn't about getting answers fast. It's about staying open long enough to find better ones. All right, last piece. And this is where it all comes together. Making this a daily practice. Curiosity is a skill, which means you can build it. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one moment today where you would normally react, get frustrated, overthink, spiral. And instead, pause and ask one better question. That's it, because the woman who stays stuck reacts automatically. The woman who changes her life gets curious. Start with yourself. Get curious about your habits, your patterns, your reactions. Not in a what's wrong with me way, but in a that's interesting. Thinking like a scientist way, a kind, patient, and slightly sassy scientist. And then expand it outward. Get curious about your future, about what might actually be possible for you if you stopped assuming you already know how your story ends, because you don't. All right, here's your homework. Pick one question from today. Use it every single day this week and watch what changes. And if you're sitting there thinking, okay, but I need help actually changing my thoughts. That is exactly what we do inside Master Your Mind. If you're done overthinking, done second-guessing yourself, done living in your own head, this is where we fix that. The link is below, and before you go, grab my free guide, 6 Steps to Quieting Your Inner Judge. It's free, it's powerful, and your inner critic is going to hate it, which is exactly why you need it. If this helped you, send it to a friend who needs to hear this. Drop a comment. I read everyone, and I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself. You deserve it.